Most people think kindness is weakness. They believe being generous makes you vulnerable. They think showing warmth gives others leverage over you. So they harden themselves, they become cold, they become guarded. They believe that is power, but they are wrong. Strategic people understand something different. Kindness, when deployed with intention, is one of the most powerful tools you can possess. It disarms people. It creates psychological debt. It opens doors that aggression never could. Machiavelli himself understood this. He wrote that a prince must know when to be the lion and when to be the fox. Force breaks walls, but kindness walks through them. The question is not whether you should be kind. The question is whether your kindness is working for you or against you. Here is what most people miss. Uncontrolled kindness is not kindness at all. It is anxiety dressed as generosity. You give because you fear rejection. You accommodate because you fear conflict. You smile because you need approval. And when kindness comes from that place, people sense it. They do not respect it. They consume it. They take what you offer and return nothing. That is not a relationship. That is a transaction where you are always losing. Strategic kindness is completely different. It is calm. It is deliberate. It is offered from a position of strength, not need. When your kindness comes from that place, it lands differently. People feel the weight of it. They sense that you chose them, and that distinction changes everything. Number 1, give value before you need anything. Most people approach others with an agenda hidden beneath the surface. They are friendly when they want something. They are warm when they need a favor. And people feel that. The brain is wired to detect transactional behavior. When someone senses that your attention has conditions attached, they become guarded. They pull back. Your influence drops to zero before you even begin. But when you give value first, with no visible expectation, something shifts. You create psychological imbalance. The person you helped now carries a quiet debt. They did not ask for it. They cannot dismiss it. Their own sense of fairness demands they return it. This is not manipulation. This is how human psychology has always worked. Machiavelli called it building goodwill. You invest early. You collect later. That is the sequence most people reverse. What does giving value look like? It means solving a problem before you are asked. It means sharing information that helps someone without expecting credit. It means being useful in a room where others are only competing. Your generosity becomes your reputation. And reputation is long-term leverage. People remember who helped them. They forget who impressed them. When you become the person who adds something to every interaction, your presence carries weight. You are not just another voice. You are someone who brings something. That psychological positioning is worth more than any clever tactic. Because when you eventually need something, the groundwork is already laid. You are not asking for a favor. You are collecting on a relationship you already built. Number 2, make your kindness rare enough to matter. This is where most people destroy their own influence. They give constantly. They are always available. They say yes to everything, and the human brain, which measures value through scarcity, stops registering what is always present. Your kindness becomes background noise. It becomes expected. And once something is expected, it loses power. Think about the people in your life whose approval matters most to you. Are they the ones who praise you constantly? Or are they the ones who praise you selectively? The answer is obvious. Validation from someone who gives it freely is worth almost nothing. But recognition from someone who is measured, who is careful with their warmth, that recognition carries weight. Your kindness works the same way. Strategic people understand that restraint amplifies generosity. When you are not always giving, the moments when you do give become significant. Your attention feels like a gift because it is not automatic. Your warmth becomes memorable because it is not constant. This does not mean being cold or withholding. It means being intentional. You choose when to show warmth. You choose when to step back. And that controlled variation keeps people psychologically engaged. They notice when you are present. They feel when you pull back. Both states work in your favor because you are not reacting to them. You are directing the interaction from a position of quiet control. Number 3, use kindness to gather intelligence. People open up to those who treat them well. This is not a secret. Every effective negotiator knows it. Every skilled leader knows it. When someone feels comfortable around you, they talk. They reveal their fears. They share their motivations. They tell you what they need and what they cannot stand. Most people receive this information and ignore it. They are too focused on how they appear. Strategic individuals listen. They file everything away. They understand that knowing what someone values is knowing how to influence them. And that knowledge came through kindness. It came through making that person feel seen and respected. Your warmth was the mechanism. Their openness was the result. Machiavelli observed that rulers who listened closely to their allies always held an advantage over those who only spoke. Information is power, and kindness is one of the most efficient ways to gather it. When you ask someone how they are doing, and you actually listen, when you remember details from previous conversations, when you acknowledge someone's effort, they begin to trust you. That trust removes their filters. They stop performing for you. They become honest. And honest people tell you exactly what you need to know. You are not extracting information through pressure. You are receiving it as a natural consequence of making someone feel valued. That is strategic kindness in its most precise form. There is a critical distinction that most people never learn. Being kind does not mean being tolerant of disrespect. It does not mean accepting poor treatment because you want to seem above conflict. In fact, the moment you allow someone to treat your kindness as weakness, you have taught them something damaging. You have shown them that there are no consequences, and people without consequences become people without limits. Strategic individuals draw a very clear line. They are warm with those who respect them. They are cold with those who test them. And that contrast is not cruelty. It is communication. It tells the world that your generosity is earned, not assumed. How do you protect your kindness? You do it through quiet, consistent responses. You do not react dramatically. You do not explain yourself in long emotional paragraphs. You simply adjust your availability. You become less present. You become less warm. You give less. And you do it without announcement. The person who was taking you for granted suddenly feels the shift. They notice the absence of what they once had, and they begin to understand that what you offered was not guaranteed. It was conditional on how they treated you. That realization changes behavior faster than any confrontation ever could. Ask yourself right now, who in your life is taking your kindness for granted? What has your continued generosity actually produced in that relationship? Number 5. Let your kindness create social proof. When you treat people well in public, something powerful happens. Others observe it. They register it. They categorize you as someone of high social value. This is a deeply embedded psychological response. Humans are tribal. They gravitate toward individuals who demonstrate warmth and competence simultaneously. When people watch you being kind to someone, and that person visibly responds with respect and gratitude, your status rises in every mind that witnessed it. You did not need to speak about your own character. You demonstrated it. And demonstration is always more persuasive than declaration. Most people try to build their reputation through accomplishments. They list credentials. They mention achievements. They want to be recognized for what they have done. But the fastest way to build a reputation is through how you make people feel. A person you helped once will describe you to others. Their description carries emotional weight. It is not a resume entry. It is a story. And stories spread. They spread faster than any credential you could present. Machiavelli wrote that it is not enough to have power. You must be seen to have it in a way that others choose to affirm. Your kindness, done strategically and publicly, creates that affirmation. You are not telling people who you are letting them tell each other. Number 6. Use warmth to lower resistance before you apply pressure. Every significant influence attempt faces some form of resistance. People are naturally skeptical. They protect their positions. They defend their current thinking. Trying to push through that resistance with force only makes it stronger, but warmth dissolves it. When someone feels genuinely respected by you, their psychological defenses lower. They become open. They become curious. They begin to consider your perspective not because you forced them to, but because they trust you enough to try. That is the moment when your influence actually works. Strategic kindness creates the conditions for persuasion before persuasion even begins. Think about the last time someone changed your mind. Was it someone who pushed hard and argued aggressively? Or was it someone you respected? Someone who made you feel heard before they offered a different view? The answer reveals everything. Pressure creates resistance. Warmth creates access. Once you have access to someone's mind, you can shape their thinking quietly and effectively. You do not need to debate. You do not need to win arguments. You simply need to be trusted. And trust is built through consistent, genuine warmth over time. This is why Machiavelli insisted that a ruler must make his people love him before he ever asks anything difficult of them. Love first, ask second. That sequence never fails. Number 7. Know when kindness must stop completely. There are people for whom kindness is a vulnerability they will exploit. They are not going to be transformed by your warmth. They will not become loyal because you treated them well. They will simply take more. Recognizing this quickly is not cynicism. It is clarity. Strategic individuals can read the patterns. They watch whether their generosity produces reciprocity. They observe whether their warmth is met with genuine respect or subtle contempt. And when the evidence is clear, they do not extend another cycle of kindness, hoping for a different result. They withdraw entirely, quietly, without drama, without explanation. This final withdrawal is perhaps the most powerful form of strategic kindness, because it demonstrates that your warmth was never unconditional. It was always a choice. And you are fully capable of unchoosing it. That revelation reshapes the entire dynamic. People who took your kindness for granted suddenly understand what they have lost. They understand that you were not obligated to be generous. You chose it, and you can unchoose it with complete calm. Does your kindness make people rise to meet it, or does it teach them that they never have to? That question should guide every relationship in your life. Your warmth is your most powerful strategic asset. Guard it, deploy it precisely, and never give it to someone who has already shown you it means nothing to them. Drop this affirmation in the comments. My kindness is power, not weakness.